Hey guys, bit of an update video. Last year, kind of exciting news actually. Last year was a rubbish year. Lots of stuff happened personally, and it was just a fast forward year. You could pretty much just have hit the fast. I don't like to wish my time away, but I tell you, last year is just, I would just say, just fast forward. It was a shocker. So many bad things happened, and nothing really disastrous, but just a whole succession of rubbish. Redundancy in my job, operations with family member. I went to hospital. I was sick for like 3 to 6 months. It was a shocker. Everything's good now, don't get me wrong, and I don't want to talk about that now because this year has been much the opposite. It has been really good. I've got the web store back up on track again because I was so distracted with what happened last year. I kind of left it to the wayside a little bit. I'm re-enthused to do pedal stuff, and I am getting lots of stuff done. But probably one of the most interesting changes, and the one that I'm most excited about, is about 3 to 4, actually probably more than 4 months ago. Anyway, a short time ago, somebody sent me an email, said they were a fan of the web store, of the YouTube channel, and they showed me a schematic they were working on, a project, and how it worked. I was impressed with this person's level of knowledge. They say they're not an engineer, but I tend to disagree. They're very smart, and he went through the operation, of how the pedal works and everything, and I got the basic premise, but I was struggling to keep up with him. He's very intelligent. So I said to him, look, his name's Eric. I said, Eric, mate, looks good. You could change, some very minor changes, mainly just so that his project will fit into our world, because we kind of get a little, sorry, I might not speak for you, but I kind of get a little comfortable with certain, using certain parts and all this sort of stuff, and sourcing certain parts and all that sort of stuff, and price and all that sort of stuff. So I said, look, if you're going to do this as a project, you're going to want to change this, change that, etc., etc. I said, but why are you asking me this stuff? Do you just want my advice, or what's the story? And he said, oh look, I want to sort of work with you with more projects as well, and we can put them on your store if you would be happy with that. I said that sounds like a great idea, because to be honest, I've actually been looking for an engineer for quite a while, and I'm actually surprised it's taken this long for something to actually happen, because I've got a large do-it-yourself guitar pedal building skill repertoire, I'd like to say. Although I'm a little hopeless at engineering, I'd like to blow my own trumpet as far as that goes. Powder coating, finishing, constructing something that looks nice, the YouTube presentations and all that sort of stuff, the web store. I've got a lot of stuff in the background. But the engineering side is something that I struggle with. I can get myself into trouble, and I understand basic concepts, but actually designing is a little bit difficult for me. So this is really good because he's filling a huge gap, and I've got all these things that I would like to see done in the pedal building world. Problems that we have that have kind of, that I'm not sure we're going to actually fix, but the thing that I'd like to see is some of those problems fixed. The biggest thing for me with guitar pedal building, there's a barrier for me that we kind of end up stuck in the analog world because the digital programming is quite difficult. So I'm working with Eric to try and make something something sort of possible in that area, and that's the sort of thing. That's the area I'd like to concentrate on as well. I say there are because we already have a stack of projects coming up, and there are some digital ones in there. There are typical ones that we have, and there are some uncommon effects that an effect that Eric might like, that he wanted himself, so he's designed it for himself, and then we're putting it on the web store. That's where all my projects have come from. They're just things that I wanted myself, and I ended up designing a PCB for. pretty much. And little changes that I wanted to see in them as well, like a fuzz face that doesn't need, that doesn't need to be ran off a battery, with a charge pump in it, yada yada yada. So that's pretty much what he's doing now. He's got time for that. I've got so much other stuff going on, it's ridiculous. So I don't even have time for it anyway. I release a project every now and then, but it's very difficult for me to get them out. So it's a really good partnership, and I'm really enthusiastic to see some of the things that we come up with, So I really want to try and solve some of the problems that we have, like obsolete parts is one of them, like, CA 3080s and, MN 307s. I don't know if we're gonna fix those things, don't get me wrong, that that's a very large issue, but to address some of those problems would be good, because that's really what engineering is about, I suppose. Just it's just problem solving, really. Part of what engineering is about. So it should be good, and I'm really looking forward to these digital projects. I've always wanted to build digital projects, and with guitar pedal building, but it's quite difficult to break that barrier. Either they're too expensive, or they're too complicated, or they're SMT, or you need to program the chip yourself. They're all things that I'm hoping to actually provide projects for, and not have any of those issues. We'll have to see as we go. So far, we've got a couple that have turned out pretty promising, and hopefully there'll be more coming up as well. So it's exciting. It's exciting news. Exciting news. I mean, I don't know. I can't talk for you, but for me, it's exciting news because this is something that I've wanted to do for quite some time. So you'll be seeing all sorts of new projects. So lots of sound demos, because I'm going to be building everything. All these projects that come through, I'll be building one of everything. Going back to Eric and asking for little changes and things like that, just to make the assembly easier, or parts that aren't common to us, and things like that, just to try and fit the box into our world, so our we can assemble it easily, and we get a little I can't talk to you, but I get a little bit comfortable with certain parts with guitar pedal building and stuff. So anyway, it should be good. It's something I'm really excited about to see. So we've got like 10 projects already on the list. One's finished. We've got 5 more that are almost finalized. We've got a couple more that Eric's working on, and I've got ideas that could go on for weeks. So pretty much until Eric gets sick of me asking for things, things are looking good. But yeah, I don't know, he seems to be enjoying it, and I get along, I can only talk from my own perspective, but I get along with him really well. He seems to be happy with how, how the relationship's going as well, so it's all good. So that's it, that's the announcement, and in the next video, I needed to do this in chronological order because it's not going to make much sense if I just went straight into the kit, but the Smart Bypass, I'll talk about that next. That's a kit, and most of them are PCB projects, or PCB plus chip, little hint for you, yeah, this is the only kit project. There's a reason why it's a kit, and I'll explain it in the next video. Thanks for watching this one, and your support, and yeah, keep your ear to the ground. Lots of cool new stuff coming up. Cheers.